Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Lady with the Lab. Anyways, Lab is inside the big house. We just picked up some water and we're gonna go on over to the RV and go fill up the water. So what I'm gonna do here is a nice big U-turn with the trailer. And I know it looks like it's not gonna work, but trust me, it'll work. If I put it into drive gear, it'll work. Okay. Trailer's cockeyed a little. That's okay. There we go. All straightened out there. And on downwards. That's the tracker. That's the fun vehicle that just gets to see fun. So, go down past the 20 OG, and we're not going to go in the front entrance because we're going to make it easy for ourselves. And we're going to go in through the back so that when we're done filling up the big white tote, all we got to do is come back out the front and go back up to the house again so that we can fill the totes up one more time. And that'll keep us, we'll have enough water for probably a good 3 weeks, maybe 4 if we ration it right. But with us cooking, we do use a fair bit more water. So that's the regular entrance. We're gonna go down here. We need to take this cholla out because it is growing and becoming a problem. Now's where we start going a little bit slower. Make sure we're doing all right here. As you can see, trailer's still good back there. And mind you, it's not a public road, this is private property, so I can do a little video going 5 miles an hour. So, you know. Anyways, if I had my camera mounted, I could do that, but I don't have a camera mount, so we're just doing this the old-fashioned way. And you can see kind of back there where the fence is coming along. Let's see if I can, there we go. You can kind of see where the fence comes down and how we got it. So if we wanted to, which I do, I want to extend this, but I also want to put another gate in so that it's like I have more space, but it's sectioned off so that I could have like goats or horses or whatever, where they're not like on top of the house, but they're close. So, and then we come right down here and we got to go through the wash, which with all the rain we've been getting has washed out a few times. So we do need to get we need to get a grader over here and fix the road. There's a bit of a dip right here and whatnot, but it's all right. As long as you go slow, it'll be fine. And there we go. Up the other side. It does scrape on the way out, but that's okay because we're going the opposite way, which is actually part of why I came this way. So I go over here and around the corner. There we go. You can see in the mirror that the trailer is nowhere near the gate or the fence. So nice and good. And we'll bring it right up. And what we're going to do, instead of using our grid system to power the water pump, we're going to hook up the small generator. Oh, you can see where we've got the dog's water pool, the pool. And they haven't been using that too much because it's actually started to cool down a little bit. And the water is a fair bit cooler. All right, let's see. Let's look at the backup camera real fast. Okay. Okay, I want to move it a little bit forward so that we're right about there should be good. That should make it so that we can get the hose in all 4 of the blue totes. We're going to go ahead and park. Turn this off. I had it on for the AC, so I do apologize if that made things a little loud. But it is what it is. All right, so you can see that our septic goes underneath and makes it safe to drive over now. We did have to repair because we did drive over that line, but that's okay. It is what it is. And we got the Suburban parked outside so that it's easy to get the truck in and out. Again, we are borrowing Mom and Dad's $1,500 so that we can transport the water back and forth and whatnot. But yeah, got the Suburban parked out there. We need to work on the brakes. And oh yeah, I haven't updated you on how well the solar has been doing. So why don't we go do that before we move on over to filling the water up. Derail this video just a little bit. So we go in here. We found out that since we screwed these to the container, they're grounding out. So we're going to have to unscrew them and put like a rubber or insulated thing down so that they don't have any problems. But if you could tell, it's kind of hard to see, but the Evos are showing 56, which is good. And if we go over here, we should see all 4 lights on all 3 cadenzas, meaning the cadenzas are fully charged, except for this one, which still haven't figured out what's going on with that, but hey. And we opted to change out the blue inverter for the Grow Watt because it was having some issues with the cadenzas, and the Grow Watt can actually communicate directly with the cadenzas via the RJ485 or RS485, whatever. Same thing. So it just directly connects and it knows exactly how much charge they have. So let's see. Right now, the easiest one to read would be this one. So I got 142 coming in. I got 56 volts in the batteries. And daily we use about 3 kilowatt hours apparently. And we got about 192 kilowatts stored. So at least that's how I'm understanding that. It's probably wrong. But yeah, so we did reorganize this a little bit. Still a little bit messy with the wires, but because the batteries are the way they are, it's as good as we could get it. So, but yeah, it's still overall a much cleaner setup, much nicer. Everything in here is grounded out, so these are not the problem. It's the solar panels that are connected to the container that's making it ground out, which I can touch the container and not have an issue. It's just when, like, you're doing certain things, like if you touch it with something metal, then it becomes a problem. But we're going to take this generator over there so that we can use that to refill the water, because we do have a couple of days starting tomorrow of not very good sun. So we want to make sure that we are not, oh wait, there we go. We are not using our solar too much. And that means I'm going to have to be going to sleep a little bit earlier, which is okay because school's going to be back in session next week, Tuesday. There we go. Can roll it now. That makes it a little bit easier to move. And Babe is up at the house working with Dad to get his Suburban fixed. So they think the starter is not the right one, and that's part of the problem. See, you can see dogs have barely been using the pool. They got the water level down where the steps aren't jumping around anymore, because the steps were moving around, but they're not anymore. But so like I said, they think the starter is the wrong one, and it's gonna need a new engine. So it needs a engine rebuild, which my brother was saying he could do, but that means we got to send it up to him. So either we be able to get it to drive just long enough for us to get it up there, or we get it taken up there. One of the two. Not sure what we're gonna do. just yet. We haven't decided yet because we need to come up with the money that it's going to cost for him to rebuild. And, you know, anybody who's had an engine rebuilt is aware of the expense that goes along with that. And it can get expensive, but he is offering to do it for a very reasonable price, and he also let me know what it should cost if I so choose, or we so choose, to have it done over here as opposed to up there, so that I don't get scammed, you know, because I'm a woman. You know how places like to tell a woman something so that they can charge her an obscene amount. I need to put my hands down to disconnect this water. So, you know, that's about how things are going here on the homestead. Hope everything's going good for everybody out there. I'm gonna disconnect this. Okay, got that disconnected. Now, don't want to drag this because I don't want that end getting dirty. So this end is going to connect up here. Okay. Connect it. That's why I don't want dirt getting on it, because I don't want it going, I don't want dirt going into our system. Okay, there we go. Got that getting all connected. And we attached this so that the hose wouldn't kink, you know, when we hook it up to that. So now I'm going to move this over there, and then I got to pull this green cord probably around the Predator. And I probably won't have to move the Predator when I come back, because it should be fine. Should be in such a location that I can get around it without a problem. But, so yeah. Anyways, let me set that up and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. So everything's all hooked up. Got those hooked up, everything. Just need to turn the generator on, and actually I gotta unplug that to turn the generator on. And then we're going to take from this first one here and then keep going until we got that thing full. So let me start this up. And this is actually pretty quiet, but it's on. Play with that for a little second. All right, it's in the run position. Why is it in the run position? I didn't do that. Okay. And now the fun part: pull the cord. There we go. I had to switch it to start because I forgot. Now it's in the run position. All good. And add the load to it, and it'll start to run good here in a second once I actually power on the pump, which is a bit noisy in itself. Plug this in. There we go. And open the valve, and you can hear the difference, and you know that this is actually starting to pump water into there. You should see it start to fill up here in a second, and you can tell it's working up there. But yeah, it's very easy to tell when it's working because the difference in the engine of both the generator and the pump. So that generator filled with that gas should last us probably a month or more. Probably actually a good couple months, since we're only running it for about an hour to fill the water every time we use it. So let's see, it takes roughly an hour and a half for all this water to fill up that, and it takes roughly about, I'd say 20-30 minutes to fill up the RV. So, and we fill up the RV every couple of days. yeah, it should last us maybe a month, couple months. We'll see. We'll see how that goes in due time. I'm not seeing any pressure on that gauge. Let me make sure that the water level has indeed gone down on this one. Okay. So this was filled up like the rest of them. Okay. So let's see if I can get you in there. It does look like it's going down, because if we open up this one, you can tell the water level is right there, and you can tell that this one has gone down significantly. It's still probably right up here around the 55 gallon mark. Sorry, my finger was causing the picture to blur. I usually keep both caps open while I'm filling so that I can see how well it's filling and whatnot. But as you can tell, this thing is basically pretty quiet and whatnot. So, and we're going to weld this on to the trailer. We just haven't got around to doing it yet. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Hope you all stay safe, stay blessed, and enjoy the view as always. Love y'all.